Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Who would have thought I would have started YouTube? Like honestly, this is definitely something that was in the makes for so long and I finally found the courage to sit down and film for you guys. So just to introduce myself, I'm Gowtham. I'm the founder of Beauty by Gowtham Jaya on Instagram. Go and follow if you'd like. I'll keep it in the bio below.
Wait a damn minute.
The description below. The look that I've done for you guys today is a glowy based with a holographic liner. Didn't really think I'd be filming, honestly, but like what better time to do it than lockdown. So I hope you guys do enjoy this little tutorial. Grab a drink and let's just start. I've just gone in with my primer, and for primer I use my Professional Primer by Benefit. So I've just rubbed it into my T-zone area. And next I will be doing my base. So I go in with my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and this is in the shade Nutmeg. Normally what I like to do is go in with 2 pumps. Just spray it once or twice so it is not as matte as it is, because it is a mattifying foundation. So depending on the coverage that I want, I tend to build the coverage as I go. So I try to stay out of my beard area. It is a bit of a darker tone, so sometimes putting in makeup doesn't really do the job. I'm going with a damp beauty blender, start dabbing it into the skin. Because I did go in with that hydration mist at the start with the foundation, it has spread so evenly. Wherever I do want a bit more coverage, I'll just take 1 more pump. I just go in straight into like the places that I want to build a bit more coverage. Now that I've finished my foundation, the concealer, I will be using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. It is in the shade Deep Tan Honey. You just create a patch at the front of the eye and then just on the edge here where I found that I have these like dark circles on the edge there, so I tend to just focus it on those 2 areas at the start. Now I will just drag it in a little bit more down, just bring it a bit more down on the corners and the sides here. And with the rest, I normally just highlight a little bit of the T-zone as well. So I go in at the tip of the nose, your bridge, a bit on the forehead, going in right there on your chin. Continuing to the nose contour, I normally just put a line and bring it down towards the nose, like right like that. For the outline of the nose contour, it blends easier, and I go in with my beauty blender as per usual. Use that and to start to blend it out. So most of my brushes, or majority of my brushes and sponges, are from Morphe. It's quite affordable as well. Just a little bit, I need a cleaner. So now that the first layer of concealer is blended, I will go in with a bit of a lighter concealer. This concealer is from Mecca and it is in the shade Sand. I tend to just go in my high points. So a little bit there, a little bit there. This is mainly to focus on the eye as well. I will be going in with the Morphe M173 brush. Literally just using patting motions, blending that in. So the reason as to why I'm using a much lighter concealer under my eyes especially is because I do want to bring a more brighter illusion to my face as opposed to having it just more natural. Now to bring more dimensions to my face, I will be going in with my Morphe contour stick and literally just bring it all around at the same time on the other side there, like that. And it just brings a bit of color back when you blend it all in. It is a bit more muted compared to what I would normally use. I found that this works for me quite well. For the nose, I will take it close to the bridge and just do 2 at the tip, and it doesn't have to be exact because I will be blending it out and going in with a bit more concealer at the end or close to the end to bring it more closer. This is just a stipple brush. I used to have this from an old collection, but I'm pretty sure this is a Kiss Cosmetic brush, and literally just start to use circular motions and just start blending that through. I tend to always go heavy-handed a little bit and blending my contour out because it helps with the product distribution. I tend to always work going towards my cheeks first and blending all of that out before going towards my forehead. It's not like just like a line anymore, and it's more like just quite blended quite nicely and smooth. I'll be going in with the nose bridge. And for the nose bridge, I tend to always go very light-handed and just drag it up and down. And when I do go, I tend to always bring it into these two areas of your nose from these bones and coming down to the nose. So now I'm just going in with my concealer brush. There's always a little bit left. I just like go in a bit heavy-handed, and wherever I want to bring back the illusion, I will go in with that and just fix up that nose. Because when you go in with the concealer, you can always make it smaller so it looks a lot more snatched. Snatched for the gods. So now that I've finished my base off, I will be now setting it and going with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. Take a little bit on my beauty blender just like this and going on my base. Start dabbing it in quite heavy-handed into the skin and not drag at all. Sometimes it can get on your shirt, and I'm wearing black, so you may see it, but don't be afraid. We can always brush it off. Use patting motions and focus it, especially on my under eyes, to get rid of those creases, because using a beauty blender just lets the powder sink into your skin rather than being placed on the skin, and it just starts to cover all your pores and give you that flawless matte look. So now with whatever's left, go in at my cheek a little bit. So even if it's not too perfect, I tend to still just put a little bit in that area, and then see, I told you, you'll get it all over your shirt. I go in with my Morphe M173 brush and place it right in my eye, and I start to drag it down straight along the nose and do it on the other side using the same motion and bringing it down. You can go back to making that line nice and straight for that nose contour. If you do get it on your shirt, just use a brush and just dust it. Now to go in and give my face more definition, I will be using a bronzer by Morphe. It is in the shade Megastar. It's my go-to. I've used this on everyone, like every single skin tone, and it has worked and looked so nice on everyone. And I find that it just like kind of adapts to your skin tone. You just go in circular motions and literally not go too heavy, but just like start to go in at this area. So I do bring it into my eye a little bit as well and into my hairline. I will have to wipe it off and do something about that, but I go in with a bigger brush and I'll just go in with the other side. It just helps blend. I normally go in with my bronzer because I like to bronze up my face before contouring, because then I know how much contour I will need to use so I don't go too heavy and I don't bronze or like contour my face too much, as I love to look more bronzy and more golden tone than sharp lines. And like, once I've done that, I will go in with my nose contour. And I go in with the brush E62 by Morphe. Use code Jane. But to do my nose contour, I will use, it is a very thin stipple. Oh my god, it's the first time I'm doing that. I just realized, okay. So it is a very stipple, like an angled brush, and starting from, like how I said, with contouring or using the creams, bringing it in the bone here as well and bringing it down. I tend to just bring it like that, so just dusting it in there and then coming down. Don't have to bring it too close or too far, as it does kind of disperse the product this way. It is nice to kind of see that it is blending in nicely as you go. M173 brush and literally just bloop. Like a point, just a point there and on the bridge a little bit. So now I'm going to be starting on my eyes, and for my base or my eye primer, I will be going in with my Tarte Shape Tape. It is very close to my skin tone, but for the eye look that I'm going for, I definitely do want to keep it quite natural, or I don't need to go too dark. I tend to just place the concealer everywhere on my eye, my cream beauty blender, and just blend it all nicely out. And as you can see, it's already giving me a very nice, like, smooth base to layer my eyeshadow on. Now to set my eyes, I will be going in with my translucent powder from Laura Mercier and just dusting a little bit. I normally just put it on my hand again, just like that. Go very light so that you're not pressing it into it, but you're just dusting it on top so that eyeshadow just goes on a lot more smoother. And I find that it just works out a lot more better. So now that my eyes are prepped, I will be going into my Morphe 35O palette, which is the second version of it. So as you can see, it's very much all your neutral colors and very neutral tones, as I do want to do something very neutral today. And I will be reaching into my James Charles palette. Me as a lash. I'm just sticking into the edge. And with my Morphe M441. So going with my M441 brush by Morphe, I will be going into a very neutral tone and just adding this into my crease. This one brush and just dispersing it out and focusing it in the hood or in the crease region. I will be going in with the same brush and the same eyeshadow, just tapping off the excess and using circular motions, just going in a corner and bringing it out. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys yet, and I've just been kind of saying what I'm doing at the moment. But how you're going, Sydney or New South Wales, or most of New South Wales and Melbourne are in lockdown due to coronavirus, and we're all kind of in lockdown, and especially New South Wales or Sydney has been in lockdown for quite some time. So I hope you all are doing well, staying safe, getting vaccinated. So going with another M441 brush, dipping into a more orange tone and using that at the top of my brow just to blend out the product and make sure that it looks a lot more seamlessly blended. A shade from James Charles's palette, and there are no harsh lines. I'm going in with the M441 brush from before just to blend those two colors in nicely, and just placing this at the front. Hey guys, so just doing a voiceover for this part of the video. I decided to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape concealer to cut the crease and buff it out. Using a white shadow from James Charles's palette, I decided to mattify the inner corner and then added a wing with the Sephora liner. Then I decided to add a pop of color using the Natasha Denova liquid chromium eyeshadow in the shade Scarab, I think. To do my lips, I will be going in with a lip liner and nude lip. So this is from Sephora. It is very dark. I just overdraw just a little bit. This is quite dark, so I tend to just go quite light-handed. As it is a crayon, it goes on very smooth and very quickly, so I kind of go in with a very light hand. Going with my Dose of Colors matte lip in the shade Cork, which is quite finish. It is my go-to combo, and it's always been my go-to combo. I love this color, it's so nice. And just brighten up the middle part of it with my cream Morphe lipstick in the shade Forevs. My Anastasia palette, and I go in with the Morphe M451 brush, going into these two shades mixed, which is Bubbly and Dripping Gold, and just going in circle motion, so going in on my forehead as well. So now, just to finish off the skin, I'm with a powder foundation. I got this recently and I said I will be doing a review on this soon, which is the One Size Fits All by Miss Patrick Starr. It is the Turn Up the Base powder foundation. It is so pretty. It is very light, which is why I tend to just go in with a stipple brush from Real Techniques, and I will go into my high points mostly without kind of ruining the highlight, but it definitely brings back the mattifying aspect of the face, but also kind of blurs a lot of the rest. I just finished up and this is the final look. So it is a very simple, just holographic liner look with a very glowy base. This is the first tutorial, so it'll be the first of many, and I hope you guys did enjoy it. Like and subscribe down below in the comment section. If you have any other video ideas, this is the first video I've ever made, so I will know what to expect, what to do next, and how to make it better for you guys to watch, and make sure that the content is always good. Keen to try and explore doing other type of videos, so like vlogs, makeup videos with other people, mukbangs, because your boy likes to eat.
Like, oh my god, the flavor, oh my god, it's so real. Like
and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for sure. Bye.